time, all the time in the dawn time, then with your respect, then you reflect the generosity. You reflect in your heart generosity, and then with this praise, if you pray, very clearly, if you praise, then whether it's man, woman, at this life or the future, or at this life or all the future lives, you will succeed all your wishes. So all the wishes of samsara, then all the wishes beyond samsara. So achieving all the paths to enlightenment, you see, attaining the liberation and the full enlightenment, great liberation. So all those you achieve. That's the benefit of reciting this praise. So yeah, so it's unbelievable. So it's really nyam nyam, nyam 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 nyam, nyam nyam, nyam nyam, nyam nyam or nyam nyam. What? Yum. Oh, in French, yum yum. Huh? Yum yum. Then? Nyam. In French, yum. Yeah. So anyway, so this, that's the benefit of reciting this praise. You see, any man, woman, anything. It doesn't say only for men. Well, you have to understand. Well, it's not saying only for men. You see, anybody, young, old, anybody, man, woman, whatever the shape body looks like. So this life or other future life, in all the future lives, you see, you will succeed all your wishes. Samsari, non-samsari, you see. So that. So that. So. So there have been few students who have done 100 Nyung. There have been I think few who have completed 100 Nyung. And then Losang what? Losang, your name? Huh? What's her name? Namdrol. Tenji Namdrol. Yeah. Nothing missing. So Tenji Namdrol completed the 200,000. What? 200 units, right? 200 and more. 200, how many? 253 units she has done. 263. Oh, wow, amazing. So 63, right? Okay. 263. So the idea is asked her to do 1,000. She did. So after she did 100, 200 or after met both guys, I said maybe good to plan good to say goal to each 1,000 units in this life. So so I hope so she will have successful say without obstacle to be able to accomplish that. So maybe maybe we all can pray for success. Okay. So anyway, so the so they did that. Yeah, I think maybe unbelievable to unbelievable, most fortunate to do the 1,000 or 2,000 unit like that to say or more. Well, I think I have to be very careful how much to say. Anyway. So Geshe Lama Kuncho, he did 2,000 yungnes in his life. All the yungnes that he counted, all the yungnes he counted, the 2,000 yungnes he did. So I think I mentioned to you, the Lama, the great Lama, I thought he was Gaju Nyingma or something. His picture was hanged in the temple at the stupa, about another stupa. There was a small prayer. There was a prayer wheel temple. You see, at the stupa. For yeah. I don't know when it's built, but a long time ago. So there was a picture of him there. This Zopa Rinpoche, called Zopa Rinpoche. So he's the root guru of the head of the Buddhist in Nepal, Tseju Rinpoche. Yeah, I think even somebody Bhutan, I think. Bhutanese. So I always thought that maybe Kagyu Nyingma somebody. But then later, when I received the life story, it is the Haramba Geshe from Devung Monastery. He was Haramba Geshe from Devung Monastery, like university professor, like that. The top. So then after that, after he finished, then he, from other tradition, some Lamas received initiation, and so of course practice. I think when Vajra Yogini, but also some one of the basic, his main thing that he benefited so many people there generous practice Nyungnes and organizing 100 million Oman Bimehung. So the group come from all the villages, and then they finish that and the Nyungnes. So then you see he made law in many parts of Himalaya mountains, different parts of Nepal, and Zoom, and many law that since he was the main person, since made law in the country, nobody can hunt animals. So Helamburs and also Solukhumbu had that law. They cannot hunt animals, and then also Zoom, all those So incredible benefit there many parts of the interred in those parts of Nepal, like that. So in his life, so many times organized 100 million so unimaginable benefit of so many sentient beings, their family members, so that so besides the sanghas, so that is so himself. I saw himself did the 2,000 units himself did. That definitely was it 3,000, I think maybe 2,000 definitely. And then he had a few disciples who did 3,000 units in the life. So so it's the taking at my perception both days, 2 days, 1 unit, 1 ceremony. See, the taking at my perception, just 1 meal, but only the first day. Second day there's no. Second day there's no food. Cannot have anything, not even milk or any. Can't have any. Oh no, there's no drink actually. Second day there's no drink, no food, no drink, nothing. Can't have even drop of water. Some some people, some of the monasteries, some places, they can't. Very strict. You can't even the speech. You can't swallow even the speech. You throw out in the container. Some monasteries like that. So that's so. However, the main thing is how many hardship one experiences is very good because it purifies all the heavy need karmas, to born law realms, collected from beginningless rebirth, not only in that life, not only in that life, not only that day or that week or month or year or that life, but from beginningless rebirth, so many heavy need karmas, to be born law realms, experience the heaviest sufferings, the heaviest suffering of hunger and thirst. So pattern, then hell, animal, that's those heavy, unbelievable heavy suffering. So they get purified. You see, so heavier. You see, more hardship you experience when you do Nyung. That means more need karma. Those heavy need karmas, all kinds of things, unbelievable, unbelievable, terrible things. In the past, from beginningless rebirth, get purified in there. So it becomes a stronger purification. More you find harder, so that. So yeah. Then you see a lot of prostration. This praise you have to recite 21 times. 21 times. Both days 21. Every session 21 times. And then the prostration to 35 Buddha. Like that, you see this. So then you will, of course, yeah. So the 2 days like that. Then the third day morning you do short session. That's all. So you see. So it's unbelievable purification and collecting extensive merits. With advanced precepts, you see, done with bodhicitta, with each vow, you take, limitless scars of merit, limitless scars of merit you collect, and then with the bodhicitta mode, just reciting the mantra, unconceivable, most powerful, unconceivable merits you collect, unconceivable, limitless merits you collect, unbelievable powerful purification, So I'll mention more methods if there's time during these few days. And then I haven't started yet talking about Omani Pimehung and all the generosity and all that part of the subject. You see. I haven't done anything. So I thought the mindfulness practice during retreat, not only this retreat, but also even other retreat, you see. Even other retreat, even normally when you do other retreat, it's the same. So it's not only for the money retreat, this mindfulness practice. No, this I'm just telling here so that even when you do Lamrim retreat, everyone can do those practice. Mindfulness is extremely good because everything, all the motivation, all the attitude is to always you keep benefit at the same time. Always you keep in that. You see, so that for it's not just only for this. No, not that. So this is to give an idea. When you do retreat, how you can do. Even for Lamrim retreat, you see. In Vajra Savarta. So very powerful, very, I say, to do the retreat to become very powerful. Also very, I say, to train the mind into bodhicitta and a good heart to benefit others, and to keep, as much as possible. To keep as much as possible. See, as best as possible, as pure as possible. So keeping the mind pure, retreating away from selfish mind, just that. So the idea is that. So I didn't. So I didn't start with the about Omanipimahung and the benefits and all that about Genesis. So they say. So I say. And some people, of course, you have read or you have heard already those subjects, some sort of thing. Oh yeah. So saying. So this is a. Whether you know Dharma law, whether you know many scriptures, whether you know many 100,000, scriptures, Buddha's teachings, commentaries by Indian Pandit and great Tibetan Lamas, you see, whether you know many 100,000, to say. Anyway, scriptures by heart, learn it, or whether you know little. However, so the whole point is, the goal is to achieve not only to be liberated from the oceans of samsara suffering. So of course that's what we need to achieve, liberation from samsara. So cessation of all the sufferings, oceans of samsara. That's what we need to achieve. But the main thing, the most important thing, not only for yourself, but for the benefit of numberless helpers, numberless hungers, numberless animals, numberless human beings, numberless suras, numberless asuras, numberless intermediate beings. So there's to achieve enlightenment. To achieve enlightenment is, numberless intermediate state beings. After 60, the numberless intermediate state beings. So that for numberless intermediate beings, for the benefit of numberless intermediate, then to achieve enlightenment is that's utmost important thing to be achieved than anything else, than goal and then anything else. See. There's something more important than that concerning for you and for sentient beings. Nothing there. So anyway, for that, then you need to exercise path. For that, you need to purify the developments. In the development of karma, you need to purify. See. So then, correct experience merits in order to exercise path. So then enable to exercise path. So therefore, doing the generous practice, normally recitation of Manipemehung, that is generous practice, and then the Nyung, that whether you learn it or whether you know whole Kanyu Tenju by heart, or whether you know little Dharma, whether you have little scriptural understanding. However, you see, this practice of Manipemehung and the generous meditation recitation, that's the most important practice, most important. And then the Nyung, as many as possible. But you want 10 to those hundreds like that, and thousands. That's unbelievable. It's an unbelievable thing. Really to develop renunciation of samsara, especially to develop compassion for all the sentient beings. The root of the so that from there bodhicitta comes. Then from there enlightenment you see. So as the bodhicitta draw the path to enlightenment, so that. So as many as possible, Nyung is an incredible thing to have that. So not only it's an answer for everything for you. Not only it is that contains preliminary, that is self-contained preliminary practice. Yeah, the prostration that will be very powerful. Then there's also 8 man precepts, which is unbelievable. Then so a lot of prostration. You see, they recite Jesus praises. Then they recite most one unbelievable powerful Om that chant. So unbelievable. How say benefit to yourself for it to achieve enlightenment. To quickly to achieve enlightenment, and unbelievable help to sixth realm. I mean, to the sentient beings, towards sentient beings, towards others, the sentient beings, unbelievable benefit. Sixth realm sentient beings, and unbelievable benefit to the world, to this world, and to this country, to the country where you are. So to the people, you see. Yeah, just for the economics, to not suffer economic problems, you see. So. So all these things. So human beings and even the other sentient beings, nagas and all those other other living beings, incredible benefit to them. So therefore the rains come at the right time when there's need and crops grow well, all that things. So it makes life easy, and the crops grows well, all that, you see. The plenty of food, like that, you see. So that's just an idea, but it's an idea, but that's but that gives an idea of the rest of the economics. You see, by living the 8 minor precepts, you see, like that. So. So as you know, the story of the four harmonious brother. Okay. So in India, I think Kashika, I think it's maybe the place. I think so. I saw this. I heard, but also I saw the story written with the drawing. Then it was design. There was story written, and at the bottom I saw. So I think the economy developed so much. The plenty of food, and I think before there was difficult. The rains came right time, and crops grew well, and so everything plenty. You see, so much development happened in the country. And then the king thought I did it. The minister thought I did it. Many people thought, many of them who are working in government, each of them thought I did it. So then one day they had a talk. So one minister suggested the king, we go to ask one sage living in the hermitage or somewhere. We go to ask the sage. So they went to ask the sage who has clairvoyance. Who has clairvoyance. due to what, whom, happened this development of the country. So then the sage said, no, it's none of you who develop countries, but the 400 brothers who live in the forest. They spread the five vows, five obstacle vows to other animals. Elephants spread to other elephant, the five vows, and then the monkeys spread to other monkeys. Then the rabbits spread to other rabbits. Birds spread to other birds. You see. So it seems the bird is a manifestation of Shakyamuni Buddha, and then the Kunga Ananda, one is that, and the Buddha's, I think the relative, brother or relative, one was I forget the name. I forget the name. So they are Buddha's disciples. So each one manifested the different animals like that. Rest. So they lived in the forest with five vows, five obstacle vows. Then each one spread to other animals to live in the five vows. So then the country unbelievable developed. The economic, so say, there was no scarce food, plenty. You see, so that's so if you keep this. If you keep this picture for harmonious brother in the family, then it brings the families harmonious. So there was many years ago one projector from Dharamsala suggested through Oracle that to have this in the office in the organization. This for harmonious brother. Tumba Punshi. So to have in the office, so the advanced like that. So anyway, so generally it has that benefit. Say, to bring harmonies. So to not so that to not have fight or all the problems. To be harmonious, to peace. To that. So. So that, so that that's see. So it benefits all the people and even Nagas, other sentient beings living in the area, living in the country. See, it has incredible benefit to them. So then the four elements and everything. There's no destruction. You see, so yeah. The peace, so that. So it's unbelievable benefit to the sentient beings. The most unbelievable benefit, incredible. I say. So that. So, one best thing what you do to helping animals. All the sentient beings, what the best thing what you can do, and also best thing what you can do. Also to repair kindness to your present family, present father, mothers, who brought you alive and who gave you birth, this precious human birth, the perfect human birth, and that. You see who brought you up and who sacrificed their life, who spent so much of their time, life, who suffered so much, who unbelievable, exhausted times and put their life for so many years, put their life into your life to bring you up and so much worry fear, and then worked so hard. They worked so hard to earn money to feed you, to give you education, for so, for so many years, and create and create so much need karma, for your well-being, unbelievable. So the result which they have to suffer, which they suffered numberless times already in the lower realms, for the cause which is created for your well-being, and then which there's still numberless need karma which they haven't experienced yet, in the lower realms. So just most unimaginable, amazing, can't bear, can't bear. Can't bear. So, so this is the best way to repay to the kindness. So you are doing this practice, every day meditation recitation, generously develop compassion, and then unbelievable purification of correctness. Limitless scars of the benefits and merits in the bring the heart closer. Closer to the compassion, to sentiments, and the real heart practice, the compassion, and the root of enlightenment, and so when you're doing it, the preliminary, it is always got very powerful preliminary practices there. So it's condition all the powerful means to purify the defilements, the obstacles to have to achieve bodhicitta realization, compassion, bodhicitta, to enlightenment. Then also to collect the necessary condition to collect the limitless scars of merits, even with each session, limitless scars of merits, so unbelievable, so many times, so that. So, essence of what I'm saying is that whether you know or you have a understanding, unbelievable understanding, knowledge of Dharma, all the Kanju, Tenju, the whole, and then all the great Tibetan Lama scholar highly attend those the commentaries. How much you know, or you know little, or you know the heart, the essence, the most important practice. If the practice not get done, if one didn't get done practice, then life is wasted. So I say. Of course, just having understanding, of course, unbelievable fortunate, a lot of positive imprint left in the mind for future, to treat Dharma, teach realization, gradual to achieve enlightenment. But of course, it is that, if you, but to say, sometime in the future, okay. But say, so this is just about one time having this. We have received this perfect, not only precious human body. This is just about once having received this precious human body, and especially this human body qualified to eight freedom, 10 richness. This is just about once. Just about one time. That extremely most unbelievable rare. So then the thing is that not become just computer, not just become computer in this life. Your mind just become computer or I say the tape recorder or computer, record. Say, the teachings because study intellectual understanding. You see, you become the computer or you become the tape recorder. Tape recorder, tape. You become the tape. You become the tape of the computer. You see, so not just that, but to have some realization, or to have some to have some development, in the life. You see, so some development, so that quicker to achieve enlightenment and to liberate a number of sentient beings, those six streams, to liberate them as quick as possible, from oceans or some sort of suffering, and bring them to full enlightenment. So that so that is the ultimate goal of the life. The goal of the life. So why we that is the ultimate goal of the life, and why why it's so important? Why it's so important to survive? Why it's so important to survive? Each day to survive. Why it's so important? Why it is so important? So is that why it's so important? Why it's so important each each hour, to live longer. To say each hour purpose of survival. Why we live? Each hour, each minute, a second. Why we live? Why it's so important? Or it's for that, to achieve this ultimate goal. To liberate numberless endeavors who are most unimaginably have been suffering from beginning, less rebirth, from very beginning. Well, it didn't have beginning. The suffering did not have beginning. Because suffering is not independent, not truly existent, not independent. It is dependent on arising, dependent on cause conditions. So therefore, it exists. It can exist by dependent cause conditions. So therefore, by dependent on other cause conditions, it can be eliminated. It can be eliminated by dependent on other cause conditions. So that. So, as Buddha has shown very clearly, cessation of the suffering and true path, antidote is how to remove the cause of the suffering, karma and delusion, how to remove that. The whole path, in details explained, in the explained as preliminary, and then details explained. So those then summarized into Lamrim. Then you see elaborated in the subjects what we studied basic program. So they see, so which is just more or less 4 or 5 years. Most of the centers in the city, but Lama Zopa Rinpoche they complete within 2 years because everybody lived there. So then it's easy to do that, so they can complete it within 2 years. So before they cannot do both the 7-year program, master program, and the 2 basic program. They cannot do both at the same time. They can do both. They can do only one. But then recently, it seems they discovered they could do both. It could be both subjects could do. So that anyway. So detailed subject of that, you see, in the 5-year the program, basic program, and also no question in the 7-year program there, you see. that. So, so practice is so the most essential thing. You see, like that. So see. So of course, even just of course, in the life, of course, even understanding Dharma, if you're not practicing, but just understanding, of course, there's a huge difference in the life. So yeah, so he was a monk, a couple monk, to shut up. He was a couple monk from Lukla. He came from Lukla. One of the for many years ago, one of the airport, the upper part of Solomon is Lukla, or Namja Bazaar or the Mount Everest, you see them in the area. I think one of the airport that's been a long time ago. So he was born near Lukla, down below Lukla. You see. That's where his family lived. So anyway, he was couple. I think almost all the children. I think maybe there's one. I'm not sure. Almost all the children that family become monk at a couple of months. Yeah. but I'm not sure. But I'm not sure whether there's still one being monk there. I'm not sure. Everybody achieve yogi. Here's the eldest one. Then there's many others. I think there are 3 or 4 others. So anyway, they all become monk. So anyway, I'm not sure even there's one who is a monk now. Anyway, so he may have translated Kapon, but then he was translated here. Nalanda, Nalanda for many years, during Geshe Sampate's time, was the abbot of Nalanda. So he translated for many years there. Then I think then I don't know what happened. Then left to Spain. So let's see. In Spain, when he was after he became lay, so then he had a lot of experience he had a lot of experience. The life. You see. So many Spanish people, they're so much worried about their life. I think not finding a job, and during job, if you find a job, there are many difficulties. So, they have a lot of worries about life. So the sheriff told me, when I came to Nalanda, he comes from Spain to see me. Normally he comes, he comes from Spain to me, or the other, when I was there, then he comes, Italy, comes to see, or, quite often he comes to see. So he told me, the people, he said the other Spanish people, so much worry in their lives. Then he says, because I have learned Dharma. He says like this, I have learned Dharma. Because I have learned Dharma. For him it's okay, because I have learned Dharma, he says like this. So it's very true. It's very true. It's very true. Because he studied for many years for philosophy, you see. Many of those subjects in the basic program, so many. You see, it's studied, you see. So it's he's good. He was quite very intelligent student. So anyway, because even though I mean not really practicing, but he was lay especially become lay, but because he learned so much, he started to see. So he said, he pointed his finger here, because I learned Dharma. So he said, for him it's very easygoing life, you see. But the others, because there's so much worry, fear, and so much, suffering. So, yeah, when he was working in Spain, you see, after he stopped being monk, So it does make a lot of differences in life. So having learned Dharma, of course, So when the problem comes, when the problem comes to life, you see. Okay, so that. Yeah, we just do this one. Okay. Now the question prayer. So all our families is 60 means